The time is 12 o'clock, and here's the midday news. First, the top stories. Ogo House of Assembly cautions customs over killings during raids in the state. Presidency warns NMA to stop dabbling into health workers' strike. National Assembly adds 500 billion naira to the 2018 budget bill. Army begins its last push against Boko Haram in the northeast region. North Korea threatens cancellation of June 12 summit with Trump. Ethiopia investigates government officials on bank accounts. I am Tobi Joseph, bringing you the news in details shortly. Ogun State House of Assembly has expressed concern about the killing of 4 persons by operatives of the Nigerian Customs Service while intercepting rides from suspected smugglers last Saturday at Ilara near Imekwafo in Ogun State. 6 other persons were injured in the fighting between the customs patrol and the smugglers. The Speaker, Suraj Adekunbi, asked the customs officers to be always civil while conducting raids to prevent the unnecessary loss of lives in the state, especially those of innocent people in the border towns. The House Minority Whip, Jamili Akingbade, alleged that the customs operatives during the last Saturday's operation crossed the border into the Benin Republic and raided a warehouse at Kongba, Ilara border town. Akingbade further alleged that the customs operatives, while attempting to evacuate the rice from the border town into Nigeria, killed 4 persons, including a 65-year-old woman, and injured 8 others. Chairman of the Rural Development Committee of the House of Representatives, Honorable Oladipupo Adebutu, has commissioned a 500 kVA transformer he donated to Daluba community in Ekperu Remo, Ogun State. Adebutu, who is an Ogun State PDP 2019 governorship aspirant, also donated 500 kVA transformers to Elisha and Irolu Remo communities in the Ikene local government area, as well as Imodi Moso and Ikongba communities in the Udobolu local government area. Commissioning the transformers, Adebutu said he donated the transformers because he feels the plight of residents who did not have access to power supply and have been plunged into darkness for some of the period. A leader of a rural community, Paduro Desoya, and chairman of the Imodi Development Association, High Chief Joseph Adebanjo, on behalf of the benefiting communities, expressed their profound gratitude to the lawmaker for his goodwill. They pledged their support and that of the residents in their communities for his 2019 governorship bid, while urging people in the area to collect their permanent voter cards to exercise their civil rights in 2019. The runner-up in the Ekiti State ABC governorship primaries, former Governor Shegoni, says his supporters have been receiving threats from the camp of the primaries winner, Dr. Kaude Fayemi, on Oni, who is an APC deputy national chairman, addressing newsmen at his country home in Ifaki, Ekiti, alleged that the Fayemi camp, since the conclusion of the primaries, has been telling his supporters that they will be sidelined for 4 years if APC wins the July 14 governorship poll. The former governor says he had come under pressure since after the primaries from several political parties to pick the governorship ticket, but has been resisting the offers. Oni, however, warns him to quit the APC if the APC governorship candidate continues to threaten his supporters ahead of the July 14 governorship poll. The All Progressives Congress APC has finally fixed June 2 for the holding of its long-awaited national convention. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Malama Bolaji Abdullahi, announced the date while speaking on the Rock FM news program, Daybreak Show. The outgoing national chairman, Chief John Odigoyegu, according to him, would not likely seek re-election at the proposed national convention. The APC national spokesman also explained that only former Edo State Governor Adams Oshomole had indicated interest in contesting for the post of national chairman at the national convention. Abdullahi says as from Tuesday, the appeal committee will begin considering the complaints from the congresses held so far ahead of the state congress coming up on Saturday. On the violence recorded during the APC ward and local government areas congresses, the party's national spokesman explained that the congresses serve as a testing ground for the party. The congresses, according to Abdullahi, will enable the APC leadership to know the areas it will work upon ahead of the 2019 polls. Labour and Employment Minister Senator Chris Ngige has asked Nigerian Medical Association (NMA) to stop issuing threats on demands by the striking federal hospital health workers. Ngige, who is leading the federal government's team negotiating with joint health sector unions, JOHESU, says the meddlesomeness by medical doctors in the health workers' strike is making it difficult to resolve issues leading to the strike. The minister, however, asked JOHESU to call off the strike because the current health salary structure it is demanding corresponds to the 2014 government's adjustment for medical doctors approved by the National Salary Income and Wages Commission. He pleaded with them to end the suffering that the strike has caused to vulnerable patients in public hospitals. Finally, the 2018 appropriation bill has been laid before the House of Representatives and the Senate. The bill was jacked upward by the Joint Appropriation Committees, which led the bill at the Tuesday plenary of both chambers. An insight into the bill shows that the 8.6 trillion naira bill submitted by Buhari last November to a joint session of the National Assembly has been increased to 9.1 trillion naira. The breakdown of the amended bill is as follows: 3.5 trillion naira for recurrent expenditure and 2.8 trillion naira for capital expenditure. Other components of the bill laid before the House of Representatives are 530.4 billion naira for statutory transfer, 2.2 trillion naira for debt servicing, and 199 billion naira for sinking fund for maturing loans. Both the Senate and the House of Representatives will deliberate on a report of the appropriation committees. President Muhammad Buhari says he is aware of the plight of Nigerians about the economic hardship they are facing. Buhari, addressing an APC rally in Dutse during an official visit to Jigawa State, expressed concern about the high prices of essential commodities and economic crunch caused by economic hardship. The president, however, assured that his administration will do all that is possible to reduce the economic hardships. He explained that the importation of rice is being discouraged by his administration to boost its production in Nigeria. Nigerian army says it has launched a final offensive against the Boko Haram forces in the northeast region. The military offensive, tagged Operation Last Hold, according to the Army Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Toku Buratai, began last May 1 and will end on August 31. Within the 4-month operation, he assured that the military would have destroyed remaining camps and strongholds of the insurgents located around the Lake Chad region. Buratai, speaking at a news conference in Maiduguri, says the military offensive will involve the deployment of more maneuver brigades and critical military assets in the northeastern region. The UN Special Envoy to West Africa, Ambassador Chambers, speaking at the Lake Chad Basin Summit in Maiduguri last week, had faulted the claims of the Nigerian military that Boko Haram forces have been totally defeated in the northeast region. Chambers predicted that it would still take more time before the military could wipe out Boko Haram forces from the region. You're still listening to the Midday News on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next, we'll bring you foreign, business, and sport news. Please do stay with us. North Korea has said it may pull out of a summit with the US President Donald Trump if the United States instead gives up its nuclear weapons. The highly anticipated meeting between Mr. Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un is due to take place on June 12. But in an angry statement, North Korea's Vice Foreign Minister Kim Yi-hwan accused the US of making reckless statements and harboring sinister intentions. He pointed the finger squarely at US National Security Advisor John Bolton. The groundbreaking agreement for Mr. Kim and Mr. Trump to meet came about as North Korea said it was committed to denuclearizing the Korean Peninsula. Exactly what that would entail has remained unclear, but North Korea has invited foreign media to witness the dismantling of its main nuclear test site later this month. Mr. Kim's statement, carried by state media, said that if the US corners US and unilateral demands, they will give up nuclear weapons, that they will no longer have interest in talks and will have to reconsider attending the 12th June summit in Singapore. He said North Korea did have high hopes, but it was very unfortunate that the US is provoking it ahead of the summit by spitting out ludicrous statements. Ethiopia's new Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has said that his government was investigating foreign bank accounts held by government officials. The report did not give details of whether they were former or current government officials or what their rank was. He just said that foreign countries are cooperating with the government in the investigation. He took office in April after his predecessor, Hailemariam Desalegn, resigned following a month of anti-government protest. Mr. Abiy has promised to implement reforms in the country to address the problems that led to the public disaffection with the government. In business, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) says it recorded 194 cases of vandalization by oil thieves on its petroleum product pipeline nationwide between January 2017 and January this year. The corporation, in its operational and financial report, explained that most of the attacks were recorded in the southeast and south-south regions. According to NNPC, 187 out of the 194 vandalization occurred at the Port Harcourt Aba and Aba Enugu segment of the pipeline network. It says the continued vandalism is affecting the strategic plan to export refined petroleum products. Finally, in the media news, sport news. Niger Tornadoes defender Hussaini Issa has lost his life in a road accident on Monday. He was hit by a motorcycle rider, popularly called Okada, along Metumbi Road, Mina, Niger State. Niger Tornadoes breaking the news via its Twitter handle says the defender had just returned to the team after a match suspension due to yellow card accumulation. Issa featured for Tornadoes in their 1-1 draw against Kwara United on Sunday and was also reported to have been named man of the match. Tributes have since been pouring for the player's family and Tornadoes, with Kano Pillars FC sharing their condolence via social media. That was the media news, and just before we go, the major stories once again. Ogun State House of Assembly cautions customs over killings during raids in the state. Presidency wants NMA to stop dabbling into health worker strike. National Assembly adds 500 billion naira to the 2018 budget bill. Army begins its last push against the Boko Haram stronghold in the northeast region. North Korea threatens cancellation of June 12 summit with Donald Trump. Ethiopia investigates government officials' bank accounts. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcitfmradio.com/live. Thank you so much for listening. I am Tobi Joseph. Good afternoon.